In our last renovation episode, we continued plastering the inside of the water mill, but today we focus our attention back on the outside as we receive one of our largest deliveries yet. Something that will also help us prevent massive problems in the future.
I've never been so happy to see water coming out of our house.
Welcome back to our channel. If you're new around here, we're Brittany and Drew, two hopeful adventurers who got married and after 8 years of van life, found our dream property and moved across the globe to Portugal, where we're now documenting the journey of transforming this historic water mill into our very first home, not on wheels. Now, let's take in a deep breath and let it out. Let the adventure begin. Good morning. That's the big machine. Big things are happening this morning. They are bringing in 11 huge cement drainage pipes that will be placed underneath what is now like a new on-ramp onto one of the large terraces.
So our drainage tubes just arrived. We're gonna be using these in the canal that goes down to the Moinho from this area. That way we can access up onto the Grand Terrace. There's been a change of plans because today they were gonna actually make big water tanks for us, but we're not doing that today and we're focusing on the drainage tubes. Manias in Portuguese, tubes, pipes.
There they go. What size did you go with?
These are 40 centimeter pipes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They only brought 10.
He's got one.
That is number 10.
10. No, there's 10 right there.
Oh.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
My bad. You got this. You may remember when we initially began designing our water drainage system following the slopes and lines of our land last year? Well, since adding a few more terraces in the midst of removing a large grove of hazardous non-native fire-prone eucalyptus trees, our one main gutter and waterway now has an on-ramp.
So it's interesting to watch the way we're doing it right now. He's laying out all the tubes in a row and then we're gonna connect them all versus when we were using the excavator, hanging them and then connecting them each as we went at a time. Just cool to see the different methods for making this happen. You guys are getting a little dirty there. I gotta wipe this lens off. So after a quick discussion with Tiago, we realized that we were short a couple tubes in this section. Luckily, we had them on site for the other project where the tanks are going, but they just stuck them in the JVC. They're bringing them down to this line. It'll be much better to have more tubes in here because of the way the angle is on the ramp to get up to the large terrace. Glad we have everything on site. Jeez Louise! Rain was not on the forecast for today, but all of a sudden the sky opened up. We started hearing some thunder. But it's good for the garden and the vegetables. But it looks like our tubes are going to be working here shortly. You staying dry? Tom, you got to get back in the shack. You got the right idea, Minu. Good boy, Tom.
That's how it moves?
Yeah, you pulled the trigger.
Watch out, world.
That's why we brought Brittany to the biggest flat spot we could find in this whole area, the Autodromo. This is where some of the biggest races in racing happen.
Protect your noggin. Ow!
While yours finishes charging here, I'm gonna teach you on my board.
They're basically the same, except... Ooh. Yours is like black underneath.
Yeah.
Not as cool as the pink.
But we have the same wheels.
And remote. Oh yeah, you have purple wheels. Are you nervous? You should be nervous.
I'm nervous for you.
Yeah.
Press the button.
Oh, now going uphill. Whoa! And you can reverse it. Ready? Reverse. Whoa.
No, you're actually not just rolling.
Yeah. Uh-oh. 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 Having my hands out helps. I don't know if this is proper form.
Catch up! Alright, so I know you're busy editing today, and I don't really want to distract you, but we have some important decisions to make.
I know. Okay. I think you're gonna ask me 2 or 3 water tanks?
We did decide we're going to do the water tanks today, so this is an urgent decision. Oh. We don't even have like a week to wait on this.
Okay, this is happening today. So
the big question for you is, do we put one of the tanks right here next to the camper instead of the plastic tanks?
For clarification, we've been using these 2 1,000-liter IBC tanks for all of our water needs up at camp, pumping them full from the water in our lagoon.
We could do 1 tank up there, 1 tank here, or 2 up there, none here.
Okay, let me just preface this by saying the theme of the past 2 weeks has been like, make a decision now. Don't think, or you can think, but like you really don't have much time to think. Think of what you know what you need to now, because the time to decide is here.
People are here, they're ready to work.
I literally see them out of the window. So here, this is what we refer to as like the 180 curve.
2 or 1 up there.
And here at camp is where we would put 1, perhaps.
Yeah.
And
we're only going to do 2 total, so it's either 2 and 0 or 1 and 1.
Okay.
The thing about this location is it services all of these terraces here.
Right.
And over here services all of these terraces.
In the end, I do think both locations
are beneficial.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
But if you don't feel like dealing with this now, and the cost of this isn't going to go up much, then just do 1 here in the future when we're not here.
That's true.
Look at that beautiful rainbow. When there are so many options stuck somewhere between good and great, it can be hard to feel confident in choosing what is right sometimes, unless we're talking about gut health. Because after trying a ton of different probiotics since finding seed, I have never looked back. Every morning, the first thing I do is take 2 capsules of my DS-01 Daily Symbiotic, which is a 24-strain probiotic and prebiotic that has been clinically and scientifically studied. First off, their refill packages are compostable, Plus, we have the refillable glass jar. They also have a glass travel vial, which I even brought with us to Iceland. Here you can really see how their capsule-in-capsule ViaCap technology ensures that the bacteria survive the digestion process and the probiotics make it to where they need to go, your colon. And to get started with their monthly subscription program, they offer a 30-day risk-free guarantee. And on top of that, right now, using our link below and the code Mr. and Mrs. A25, you will get 25% off of your first month of seed. I've actually been signed up for their sustainable refill program, which delivers 3 months of seed in one package, which unlocks worldwide free shipping. So a very special thank you to Seed for sponsoring today's episode. And let's get back to it, where luckily for us, the water tanks didn't get delivered until tomorrow. So we had one more night to sleep on that decision.
Nighttime editing session for Brittany.
This is so cute. My editing buddies. Look at how cute.
Can you believe the wild panthers that once escaped from the catio and now they all sleep in our bed? Where am I gonna sleep?
Well, I've been wondering that.
Oh my goodness. So we both got to have a little pep in our step this morning. These massive tanks have just arrived and we are getting all kinds of questions. Need to be in different places at different time. I know you're trying to go for a run.
I know.
I gotta go get some bags of cement down low, answer some questions up here. Today's a very exciting day because we're installing our water tanks and we're trying to figure out the best place we should put them. We debated this yesterday. This is a spot. Bom dia. Tudo bem?
Paulo,
Paulo,
Drew,
muito prazer.
my
Bom dia.
família,
Fish.
ajudar.
Fish. So we just explained that in this tank, there's the base, the foundation of the entire water tank we're constructing. The top is right here, and then these are 1 meter tubes that are in height that hold the water in the middle section between the base and the top. It's gonna hold almost 8,000 liters of water once it's put together. And right here, he's preparing the spot that will set the tank. This is a really nice little section because we're in the curve of our road. It's out of the way. We've already got water lines established and we won't have to worry about it sitting over here and getting pushed by water. We've also left enough space that if in the future we need to get up this canyon for some future project or even park a car here, we got the space. Get a little bit of sand under here to level the tank properly.
Oi! Amore, para aí.
Tiago was just telling me that one of these 1 meter tubes right here weighs about 1,800 kilos. So that's like 3,000 pounds, a little bit more, 4,000 pounds. It's a lot of weight. He said it was lifting his truck when he was moving it earlier. You guys have seen me use our hose and our pump from the lagoon to fill up the water tanks for mixings of cement for the back patio, or whether it's the guys in the house. But now I'm really curious if this high pressure, low volume pump that we've been using will get the water all the way up to where we've been putting in those tanks. You can see this hose goes all the way down to the pump by the lagoon. You can see I've got it strewned up this whole area here. And going up the hillside, I've got 3 connected together. I gotta go up on the terraces up there, see if I can get the last one connected and run it all the way up and then turn on the pump. Excuse me if I'm out of breath. I've been running around connecting these hoses. It's the biggest question, the most important question to if the tanks in that location are gonna work right now. Probably should have tested this before, but I have been told there's another solar type of pump that I can use with like really thin tubing that will have an automated sensor that basically turns on when the tank gets low, starts working, fills things up. It's solar powered, and then I don't have to run our gasoline pump. That's really for other projects around the land, especially firefighting needs. Hopefully we never use it for that. But this is a big moment. Let's go get that last hose connected. There it is. That's a brand new hose. You can see the other hose popping up from down there. It's running up these terraces to this corner. Hopefully with one more 25-meter hose, we can get it connected all the way. Well, that's the end of it. I'm so close, but not quite there. It's running 4 75-foot or 25-meter hoses all the way from the lagoon to this point. So close. I guess I'll have to go back to the store. They were out of more the other day and said I had to come back if I wanted a second one.
That's the lid for the tank.
Very big.
Wow.
Anyone in there? Hola. Now I understand why he needed a ladder. Because they fabricated a little ladder off the hill, and then to get down to the bottom and seal it in, he needed a big tall ladder.
Agora pões a tampa,
Okay.
aqui põe cimento e depois tem que esperar.
Okay.
Dia ou 2 dias para isto ficar seco.
Ah.
E depois é que pintar por dentro.
Wow.
Tem certificado,
Okay.
certificado para consumo.
Fixe.
Depois se não me esquecer, mando o papel, o certificado do serviço do produto.
Okay.
Ficar tudo ok.
E melhor, para beber.
Claro.
Okay. Future cortar barack para tornado e...
Pode ser amanhã, quando tu quiseres. Isso não é problema.
Fish.
You coming?
Boy, hello down there.
This is the only way out. This thing is huge.
There's a massive truck. That's dualies. That puts spirit to shame.
Wow.
They got the top on and just doing the final layer of beton, sealing it in. The hose is there. I just let the guys know while they're finishing up the project there if they could just yell out once I got the pump going and see if the water is actually able to get up this many meters and this high on our land. I mean, it's a push. I think this pump's rated for like 130 feet, which is, I don't know, 40 meters. That's very close to 40 meters. All right, I ran back up the hill. I should put the end part on the handle because our pump then builds better pressure. We're gonna open it about halfway. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. All right, Mr. Pump, it's your time to shine. Up there. Look at this pinch. Oh, there it is. That's the sound we want. We certainly don't want to burn our pump out either, so this is something we got to pay quick attention to and make sure it's not putting too much strain on that pump. Connection looks good. You can hear the water flowing. Good on that connection too. Ooh. Might as well just run all the way up this thing. A little rock climbing. Oh, we got a tie. Good thing I checked. That's why I didn't walk the road. Once I know it can do it, it can do it. Oh, I think it's doing it. Oh my gosh. We got water! We got water! I've never been so happy to see water coming out of our hose. We're there, guys. I think I'll pick up one more hose. We've done most of the height. It's pretty flat, maybe 2 meters higher to get over there, plus the height of the tank. I think we're golden. Babe, I got great news.
Tell me.
The pump works. It gets it all the way up.
That means we can put both tanks up in the corner.
I think that's actually a good idea.
I do too.
We can always do another one back down here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it's a plan.
It's a plan.
Yay!
they're back with tank number 2. We felt like it was best to have 15,000 liters of water staying up here for the irrigating of our terraces, for fire use. We're happy to be getting them all in place. I'm really curious what it's like getting on top of this tank right now. Look, that's the manhole. I feel like I'm so high up in the air on this thing. God. He just asked me how far we want them apart from each other. Could fabricate a swing between them. The show is starting. So that's a wrap for today. It looks like another rainstorm's coming in, and they are also going to go get a new tire for the excavator because it has an inner tube in it that got punctured. So we're gonna call the day and get back at this in the morning tomorrow. Minu, what are you doing up in the tree? Look at you. You guys are so silly. But I do smell the grill on. That means there must be some really tasty food getting cooked back here. Hanging out in the catio, staying dry?
Yeah. You hungry?
Whoa, look
Grill
at that.
Master extraordinaire.
Love it.
We'll see you guys tomorrow when we finish the tanks, right?
That's right. Almost there. Feels good to have that project underway.
Yeah, it does. I'm really grateful for this.
Yeah, everything's coming together. We couldn't feel more blessed right now.
A huge step forward.
Don't press that button. It's like we got a small kiddie pool back here. Like, look at that coral. Wow. And you can even see the date that these were made. March 22nd, 2023. Bom dia! Olá! Tudo bom? Tudo bem? Oh, they got all the mud put on around the ring right now. Can you believe they're in place?
They look so grand. We're gonna have to paint a mural on these one day, but they're here. We're gonna have to like put a little swing in the middle or something.
When I was sitting up there yesterday and looking at where they were gonna place the second one, I thought, let's move them a little further apart. We can do something useful with that space.
Although it's a little close. You gotta hope your swing doesn't swing and like knock you into it.
You gotta swing very straight.
Yes.
Because we couldn't go any more this direction because in the future it could have started like...
Yeah, eroding.
Yeah.
So they're in good, safe spots. Yeah.
You make them look really, really big right now. They're probably 11 feet high, each of them maybe.
Anybody ever used to do this?
You gotta do some parkour?
In middle school, we used to do this in like the door frame for the bathroom.
See, this is like our exercise pad. When you come back from running,
yeah,
we'll put a pull-up bar there. We got some nice grass down here. This is the fitness center. That was impressive. Everybody give Brittany a thumbs up for that one.
All we gotta do now is drill 2 little holes so we can add little on-off things. Yeah,
so what I was explained is that you put a hole lower that's a little bit bigger so you can clean the tank maybe once a year, and then a little bit higher so you don't get all the muck from the bottom of the tank or whatever's in there, and that's where you can then combine the connection, put a ball valve, and then run out our feed that will go down to our terraces.
And we will bury those lines under the ground so that they're protected from the elements.
Exactly.
Have a drip line and a sprinkler situation around the mill for fire season protection and security. This feels really good to have here. We love you, Tanks.
I also want to mention that when the guys come to our property and we're filming all the time, they really like kind of wonder like, you guys must just love making home videos. And we have to explain usually that we're YouTubers. It's a new concept in many places, especially when you live in more rural places.
Yeah.
And they're always kind of smiling, like they'll give thumbs up on the camera and the drone, they'll wave, that kind of thing. But I told Tiago our channel name yesterday, Mr. and Mrs. Adventure, of course, and he said he was really impressed by the video, all the editing you do, and now him and his family are able to watch our videos. They're all subscribed now, and I think it's really cool for all the workers like that we've made videos with over time.
That people can see how hard they work.
Yeah, like these...
And what they help us create on our land.
Yeah, a lot of people's families only know they go off to work and don't really get to see what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that's something really special about our videos.
Yeah, like our lives wouldn't be as special without all the people who help us here, whose jobs make, you know, our adventure possible here. So
yeah, and sharing the knowledge. These guys are experts in their fields.
Yeah, lucky to have all the guys and gals working on this team with us, you know. We're not doing this alone, that's for sure.
No, we are not.